What's up, Joe fans? In today's episode, we've got a ton to dive into. Fresh updates from Hasbro, a big reveal on that mystery figure in the background of that diorama shot, and answers to burning questions like, is the Vamp going to make a comeback? When will Nemesis Immortal be released? Could there be a Dreadnought cycle in the works? And what did Hasbro almost change about dial tone? We've got the answers to all of that and more. Stick around until the end, because this one's packed. First up, we've got new pre-orders coming at you. As we previously told you, there will be more G.I. Joe Classifieds this fall. The 2024 lineup is not yet completed. We believe that Nemesis Immortal might be released as early as Tuesday, October 22nd. This will be just a few days after the end of New York Comic-Con. A member of the Hasbro team recently let that slip by accident, but it seems like no one else has picked up on that yet. Either way, new figures are on the way. In fact, there should be new G.I. Joe pre-orders on or around the following dates this fall, so mark these dates on your calendar. The New York Comic-Con takes place from October 17th to the 20th. We're expecting this to be the release of Nemesis Immortal. Then there's Hasbro's 1027 event on October 27th. This is where we're expecting the release of the Cobra Claw and Pilot, although the Cobra Claw and Nemesis Immortal could easily switch places. Then, also in October, the MCM Comic-Con in London will take place from October 25th to the 27th. This overlaps with the Hasbro 1027 event. And there will be an MCM Comic-Con in Birmingham, England on November 29th. We're expecting another G.I. Joe fan stream in November or December. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. Next, over to Road Pig. For the past month, we've been asking, where are Road Pig's diorama images? To date, only render images were shown for Road Pig, breaking the norm of how most G.I. Joe Classified figures are revealed. As you know, we reached out to one of our contacts at Hasbro a few weeks ago, and they told us then, Road Pig's images might be coming soon. Sometimes schedules just don't align. Well folks, the wait is over. Just a few weeks after we asked, Hasbro's now released Road Pig's diorama images. And as we expected, they are worth the wait. Just check this out. Road Pig's on a rampage, and it's clear why he's built like a wrecking machine. In one epic shot, he's wielding his mega hammer, smashing straight through a concrete wall. These images tell you everything about why he's decked out the way he is. From his steel knee pads, put to work when he's crushing concrete on his knees, to his brand new meat hook. Yeah, it's similar to Crocmaster's, but this one's got its own brutal vibe. And Road Pig isn't messing around. In another scene, he's dragging a lifeless steel core trooper across the ground with his hook jammed under the trooper's helmet, while his vicious pitbull Raucus chomps away on the trooper's hand. And yes folks, this is rated for ages 4 and up. Gotta love it. But this is exactly what G.I. Joe fans crave. The Classified series is not some lighthearted cartoon. Road Pig really feels like a final boss in a horror movie, especially with that insane war helmet of his, metal spikes for horns, and blood-red eye covers. He's terrifying. Not everyone's sold on the cartoonish look of his head sculpts, but throw in that Texas Chainsaw-style boar helmet, his savage arsenal, and brutal appearance, and suddenly Road Pig's a Cobra guy you don't want to cross. Just ask the steel core trooper that he's dragging. Oh, and for good measure, we get a shot of Road Pig and Raucus laying waste to an entire squad of Steel Corps troopers. Hands down, this is one of the most brutal action shots we've ever seen in the entire Classified series. Hats off to Hasbro's photographers for letting loose and getting creative with Road Pig's images. In this shot, Road Pig's smashing a trooper's head with his iconic cinder block sledgehammer, and the flying concrete dust and blur on the trooper's helmet really drive home the sheer power and speed of Road Pig's swings. These shots don't just capture Road Pig, they bring him to life. Each one tells a story and pairs perfectly with the others. In the background, Raucus has taken down another trooper, while another Steel Corps trooper lies lifeless, slumped over a chunk of concrete and debris. Raucus, by the way, is retooled from Junkyard, but gets his own look with a badass battle scar right across his right eye. This is a great reuse of the mold. And let's quickly highlight this shot of Road Pig and some Dreadnought members engaged in battle with a horde of infected zombie-like mole rats. The storytelling here is rich and layered. Kudos to Hasbro for having some fun with this in a way that really brings the figures to life. The attention to detail in these Road Pig diorama images is what really sets the Classified series apart. Even the environments tell a story. The smoke, lighting, staging, broken concrete, dirt, and gravel might seem minor, but they crank up the realism. This is Road Pig and Raucus's world, and anyone who steps in is done. So what do you think? Which of these Road Pig images is your favorite? And are you hoping for more action-packed shots like these in future releases? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're excited to hear what everyone has to say. Next, the mystery figure is revealed. Remember this figure in the background of a leatherneck image that had everyone guessing? We reached out to a contact at Hasbro for the answer, and it's official. They told us we can share that this figure is a retro Cobra Trooper. So, mystery solved. Next, let's talk about the Walmart exclusive Night Force Shockwave. Last time, we pointed out that Night Force Shockwave didn't have many custom diorama shots, and how Hasbro intended to give the Night Force Shockwave a nighttime city background. But they ran out of room in the budget, so they used a jungle background they had on file instead. Well, Hasbro listened, and boom, a week later, we've got new images of Night Force Shockwave as well. Shockwave and the Night Pursuit cycle are giving us some serious action movie vibes, whether he's dodging fire behind his bike surrounded by all his weapons and accessories, or letting loose with a Gatling gun complete with his hat turned backwards, or showing off his driving abilities with this full stop U-turn. These action shots show off Shockwave's darker and more intense side, and boy did they ever sell the Night Pursuit cycle in a great way. This is the best that either Night Force Shockwave or the Night Pursuit cycle has ever looked. If you like the new diorama images for Night Force Shockwave and the Night Pursuit cycle, hit the like button and let us know your thoughts on this Walmart exclusive set. Next, recently the Hasbro team did an interview with Full Force, and while there wasn't much revealed, we can pass along the following bits of information. First up, is Hasbro going to issue a re-release of the Vamp with a new production run? Collectors are hungry for the Vamp, and while the team can't officially talk about future releases, let's just say that it was hinted that a re-release is probably going to happen. But there was no timeline given, so stay tuned to Viper Island. When that changes, we'll let you know. Next, over to Dial Tone. One of the latest G.I. Joe Classified reveals Dial Tone has a lot of gadgets. However, the Hasbro team almost did something very different with Dial Tone. Dial Tone's vintage jammer backpack almost got a modern makeover. Lenny from the G.I. Joe team said he looked at modern jammer backpacks, which feature a modem on the back. He said it looked too different from the original, so the vintage design won out. But they were looking for new ideas. Also, their original plans for Dial Tone's backpack were very different. Originally, it was going to open up and feature storage space inside. The reason why? They want to feature more storage in the line. We recently saw this with the Halo Jumper's backpack, which is hollow on the inside, so that his parachute can be stored. Ultimately, Hasbro stuck with Dial Tone's classic backpack, but they did add some new cool features, like a fold-down device on his backpack and a throat mic to fit with his Gadget Guru persona. Next, over to the Dreadnoks. Recently, fans have been buzzing about a Dreadnok motorcycle. A chopper can be seen in the background of several Dreadnok render images, including Xandar's. But before anyone jumps to conclusions, as many already have, this is nothing more than just artwork, at least for now. As a reminder, we've seen these images dating back to last year. When directly asked if the Dreadnoks will be getting a motorcycle in the Classified series, the Hasbro team couldn't speak about future releases, but they did admit to considering it and giving it a look. And while they said it's on the table as a future possibility, they're just waiting for the right time. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. Then over to new characters. The Classified team is always cooking up fresh new ideas, and lately, we've seen some new characters introduced, including the Mole Rat, Twilight Guard, and Wolf Spider. Sometimes, they create new Joes when they realize there's a role missing, or they play around with new colorways and concepts. Tony from the G.I. Joe team said that he can make changes very quickly thanks to the help of modern-day digital technology. He often takes existing figures and adjusts their colorways, just to see what they might look like in different color palettes, like the Crimson Guard or Iron Grenadiers. So it's possible that we'll see characters join sublines that they've never been part of before. And this has already happened before, for example, with the Python Bat, a figure which had never been made before until Classified, or even the Techno Viper, which has been added to the Cobra HMS. Tony revealed that he and Lenny have created quite a lot of brand new G.I. Joe characters and saved them in a folder. They said that whenever there's a gap in their lineup, they will often consult that folder for new character ideas. This is how we end up with new characters like the Iron Grenadier Bat, Wolf Spider, the Mole Rats, Ferret Scout, and Twilight Guards and more. So according to the Hasbro team, we'll continue to see brand new characters join the line in the near future and beyond. And finally, let's talk about the G.I. Joe Hall of Fame. We launched the first ever G.I. Joe Hall of Fame, voted on by fans from around the world. Strangely enough, we had discovered that no official G.I. Joe Hall of Fame had ever existed before. Recently, Hasbro introduced their own Hall of Fame at PulseCon, but no one really seems to care. It's a bit of a dud, perhaps because they didn't consult the fan base first. So if you were confused by the categories they selected, which no one finds engaging or necessary, then you're not alone. They asked people to vote on Hasbro Pulse for categories like Human Inductee, Favorite Classic, Favorite 1982 Figure, Favorite Classified 2024. As you can tell, there's no rhyme or reason to any of it. They had literally decades to think about the way they'd want to do a G.I. Joe Hall of Fame. And this is the best that they could do. To make matters worse, they don't even have a working G.I. Joe website. So until this moment, you probably didn't even know that Hasbro was doing this, or you heard about it and you forgot all about it because they gave us no reason to care. The good news. Once again, we're going to pick up the slack here and show Hasbro what fans really want. We've already inducted 37 members into the G.I. Joe Hall of Fame, and we're gearing up to reveal the final class of 3 inductees this fall. That's right. There are only 3 spots remaining. All the votes are in, and we're currently working on the season finale for the G.I. Joe Hall of Fame series. Stay tuned, we're going to complete the first ever G.I. Joe Hall of Fame with 40 official members. For anything and everything that we've spoken about today, leave your comments and thoughts down below. We want to hear from you. And one last note, the end of the year is fast approaching. Let us know if you'd want to see a video of our entire G.I. Joe Classified series collection. By this point in the line, our collection has grown pretty big. If there's enough interest, we might just put together a special episode just for the holidays. And as this year wraps up, we'll be looking for your help in deciding the best classified figures of 2024. This even includes the top 10 figures of the year. Stay tuned right here to Viper Island and our community page so that you can vote on each category and join with thousands of other G.I. Joe fans from around the world to let your voice be heard. And there you have it. You've made it to the end of this episode, and we really appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. And we would love it even more if you take just 1 second of your time. Make sure that down below you are subscribed to the channel. We ask that you do, because that guarantees that we definitely get to see you back here again next time. Thanks for tuning into Viper Island, your one-stop shop for all things G.I. Joe. When there's relevant news, we'll be here to discuss all of it, together with you. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, have a great day, and yo Joe!